How's it going, everybody? In today's video, we're going to be going over Blastarr, because yes, you can unlock the new legendary character today in Marvel Strike Force. We'll talk about how you can do that. But the focus of today's video is going to be, can Blastarr hang in the Professor X Saga? I've been getting asked this question quite a bit. Is it even worth bringing him? What kind of player probably wants to bring this character in? So we're going to seek to answer all those questions today. But quickly, let's go over Blastarr's kit so we all know why we should max him out. And the answer is going to be these awakened abilities. They are so impactful when it comes to speed, when it comes to stripping buffs off, and yeah, when it comes to speed again. So this is, of course, a turn-based game. Speed is king, and so you're going to want to max those out, and hopefully, like Quasar, we're going to see some free-to-play avenues to get these awakened abilities unlocked, maybe in about a month or two. But get him done ahead of time, because this guy, he's going to smash. You're going to see this guy's pretty impressive. You're going to want him as a striker because it's unlikely you're going to be using his ultimate turn 1. We'll probably wait turn 2 so we can get some bomb burst stacks up. After playing with him for quite a bit, it doesn't feel like, at least not outside of Crucible, which is the only place I've tested so far, that we're going to want to use his ultimate turn 1. I think we're going to wait till turn 2, so we want him to build up his own bomb burst stacks, and striker is a good way to help him do that. So let's now talk about how you can unlock this guy early. It does come from the command center, the Broken King. There's objectives down at the bottom. If you play raid with Azazel, play raid with Rachel Summers, or play raid with Sebastian Shaw, then you will be able to unlock Blastarr today. It puts you exactly at 200, which does get you the 200 shards needed to unlock Blastarr and get him at 4 stars. Now, I got impatient last night. I did with Azazel. I don't feel as though Azazel really revolutionizes the curse very much. Rachel Summers comes out today, a smarter, more patient person who doesn't want to make content. Could probably wait for Rachel. She's going to make the Immortal team much better than does Azazel with Accursed. But anyway, I digress. Let's go and test this guy out in the Professor X Saga. Now, I've already played around with it quite a bit, so we're only going to do the last node, because that is the hardest node. That is the node that matters the most. So we're with our Gear Tier 20 Cosmic Villains, and I'll tell you my experience for the first 4 nodes, before we do the 5th, is that Blastarr tanks it perfectly. Even at 4 stars, because he has those post-Ares stats, safeguard, and defense up on spawn, he takes the hits really good. There's actually a node with 2 Black Knights. I guess it's this one right here. It might be 2 of them. I think it was this node. He took the retaliations from both of these Black Knights, and he was still above 50% life. So I was really impressed with that. Absolutely no issues. He didn't really do much, mind you, but you could use him in conjunction with Shadow King to get some good benefits. Now let's talk about sort of the best 5 characters for Cosmic Villain for a second. Let's just assume everyone's going to try and shoehorn Blastarr in, because we're hoping he's going to be as impactful as Quasar was in War, but to Crucible, obviously. It does seem at 127 speed stat, there will be avenues where we can get some great use out of Blastarr, just in modes like Sword or Tower. In War, him and Kahori, I think will still be a very, very powerful combo. So I think Blastarr will be seeing a lot of use. So there's some interest there for sure. Now, Null to me is probably the most important character for the Cosmic Villain section outside of Mephisto. Mephisto costing 5 Mystic pieces. If you don't have Professor X unlocked yet, you may be trying to cheap out on Mystic so that you can maybe bring in a Helverine or a Satana or whatever the case may be, you know, because 2 characters for 6 Mystic pieces or 1 character for 5. If you're in a rush to get Professor X, you might be trying to avoid Mephisto. But do know, Mephisto's a cheat code. Mephisto is the only way you can get a character like Kang or Ravager Stitcher to work. So if you just want to make sure you're getting through the section with 0 issues, Mephisto is still the GOAT. But we're going to avoid him for this video. So I do have Null, and we're going to make him a healer because this node hits you so hard, and Null getting speed bar is going to allow him to heal people back up. I think Shadow King is the next no-brainer character. He is a 4-cost mutant character. So much power in this character in War, in Crucible, plug and play all over the place. I love Shadow King. He's great. He's no Old Man Logan, but he's not that far behind. And then Endgame Thanos. We used to be super demanding on skill gear. Now, since we have the Fantastic Four coming with Bio Gear, and we had the Hellfire team coming with Mutant Gear, and before that, the Accursed with Mystic Gear, it has loosened up a little bit on the skill gear. And also with the Insidious 6 coming, requiring tech, they may be able to slide into the city section, further loosening up that skill needed gear for that city section, right? So I do think Thanos Endgame is probably still going to be a top 3 character for this section, especially just because outside this mode, you really want to have your Endgame Thanos at Gear Tier 20. And that leads us to the 5th character. Kang, I don't feel is a super great choice anymore with the Insidious 6 coming. I think a lot of people are going to want to save their tech gear for that. Goring Gladiator would surely make this an easy win, but them being bio, Blastarr being bio, and Fantastic Four being bio, that trait is getting very, very much squished, right? So we're going to try and avoid that. Helverine would be the character I would go to, but because he has 2 diamonds, I don't think that would be a very fair showing for this video. Mephisto would make this an auto win. So I'm going to use the character that I think is the worst. So we're actually going to rely on Blastarr to do a little bit of lifting here, and we're going to bring Santana in. Satana, I don't know what her name is. Okay, I can't pronounce it. You guys keep getting mad at the comments. She sucks. She's one of my least favorite characters that's come out in a long time, and that's super disappointing because I was actually super pumped for her, given that she has all this sort of health percent steal. Felt very interesting, but in practice too slow. Doesn't really get it off in time, and long cooldowns. I digress though. Let's go ahead and let's see how we're doing here. You see Shadow King. I think Nightcrawler always goes for the character in the middle, so I might switch Shadow King off there, although he can't be stunned, so that is nice. But we need him to survive here. Okay, so you see Blastarr took the hits pretty well, but Shadow King not so much. Obviously, you have to 3-star this, so any sort of death is unacceptable. Why don't we try switching? Maybe we'll try putting Null in the middle. Because the thing about it is, what we would love here is we would love for our endgame Thanos to get pushed after the second Rogue goes, because then he would strip all the taunts off. We'd be in a much better position. Let's try it like this. Let's give it a shot like this. And then we can do this again with Mephisto after the fact if you guys just want to see how dumb overpowered that is. It's not even close when you bring Mephisto in. You could bring in Mephisto and 4 nerds and be perfectly fine. Which is funny. Mephisto's value is still holding up. Alright. Yeah, I do think Nightcrawler is actually programmed to go for that middle there. So he actually goes for the Satana, whatever. Hit comes in. Watch Blastar's health here. You see, Blastaar takes the hits really well at 4 yellow stars, but because he's got that defense up safeguard off rip, helping us tremendously. Rogue comes in. Didn't love that. That was a crit too, plus the follow-up hit. Next one went to Shadow King. We don't love that slow. Gambit comes in next. I really would have loved for endgame Thanos to get pushed before this, and we see a bunch of deaths, but not Blastarr. So as far as this Blastar's value video goes, Blastar's, he's hanging in there. We'll just see if he can actually contribute to the damage front. Let's keep it going. This is the danger of a Saga structure, right? Like, you have to 3-star it, and if they put such front-loaded damage, it does limit the characters you can bring. But if you guys want me to do another video with this, we can go in with Gladiator, we can go in with Gore, maybe I'll just include some videos here of how they perform here. But yeah, I would love to get through this with as cheap a team as possible, using the best characters as possible. All right, so Nightcrawler goes for Satana again. Yeah, it must be programmed to go for the middle there. That's interesting. All right, then we got the Big Panda attack. Another Big Panda attack. All right, where's Rogue going? Rogue went for Shadow King. Oh, he's too low now. He'll die to the Red Goblin now, right? And again, we didn't have... Oh, not even to the Red Goblin, to the Gambits. And again, we didn't have... Thanos get pushed, unfortunately. All right, let's try again. Hopefully this doesn't become a 40-minute video of attempts here. Now, who would I bring instead of Satana is an interesting question. Like, if I would bring Helverine, regardless of his stars, because I think Helverine's a great character, and with him doing an expose early, you can get Thanos to be giving off energy, which is great. If I'm using this team, though, I might have to make sure that Helverine is about 6 stars before I would consider that. If you have Mephisto, then he can come in at 3 stars. That's not a problem. Azazel, I hear, is actually pretty decent in this section, but probably wouldn't be one of my go-tos. All right, these pandas will do that percentile damage. They hit really hard. Where's the rogues going now? Goes right for the Santana, and that's just too much damage for my 6-star character to muster. And then we do have him getting hit as well, and Satana is cooked. She's mega cooked. I'll tell you what, why don't we try... Maybe put Thanos in the middle, because yeah, if we can get that early, we get that as offense ups off of them, that could help quite a bit, right? Where are they getting offense up from, actually? Is that just part of the node? They're just spawning with offense up? I've never noticed that. I did this with Mephisto because there was no cursed characters to bring in before, and with Mephisto, it's just a walk in the park. But lots of Mystic gear. Lots of people using Mystic gear now. Odin makes the Cosmic Hero section super easy. Mephisto makes the Call-in Villain section super easy. But a lot of people are trying to use Accursed in the global villains now. And then, of course, you have Blatant Oath in the city sections, which are great. Where's this offense up coming from? I want to see it. So they don't have it yet. That's good. Okay. There's the endgame Thanos hit. Okay. A little bit earlier than what I would have wanted, but we'll see how this goes. Okay, well, we're looking a lot healthier now, and this is where Healer Null might be able to save us. As long as nobody dies. Okay, so the basic is unavoidable. The problem, of course, is that these Gambits are going to be doing their pings. That's why we want the Thanos to do it on the second row, because then it would have taken these off, right? Ulting with summons does not call in Shadow King assist, which is unfortunate. Oh, this heals through heal block. Okay, let's special with Blastarr. Oh, that's a great heal. So the Gambits are still going for him, but he had the heal block, which was definitely hurting him. Okay, well, special. This should kill the Panda. That's cool. That's going to get more speed bar to my Null, who is a healer. But he's got to get that Blastarr surviving. His regens are going to heal through those that heal block. Okay, the assist is good. We got to take these guys out now. Look at he's taking these hits so super good, though. Super duper good. I guess we'll do this here. It's kind of a waste, but okay. Oh, no. He was so close, but another pre-taunt. Yeah, we need that Thanos to... Oh! Whoa! Look at that heal! We needed that Thanos to go on the second rogue, not on this one. No heal block now. Oh, look at that heal. What a beauty heal from resisting the heal block. He's getting some bomb burst stacks now. Now he's got the heal block. Okay. I'm gonna... I feel like we might be in a little bit of trouble here, right? Let's stun here so he doesn't pull us together. Unfortunately, that means I didn't basic the Gambit. I could have killed the Gambit if I basicked him, is kind of where my head was at. Okay, let's go here now. Great assist. No summon assist for our Blastaar, unfortunately. Notice that whenever Null gets a kill, even if he doesn't do his actual retaliate part of his kit, he still gets a bomb burst stack. Let's go ahead and use the special here. Get that heal block off. Flips into a death proof, so further protecting our Blastaar. So Null and Blastaar doing great synergy here. I can't believe how good this is going. It took, what, 5 attempts? Okay. 4 enemies remain. We're at 4 bomb burst stacks. Let's see what kind of damage he does here. I mean, he's at 4 yellow stars. I wouldn't expect too much from him. He's also missing 1 stack of bomb burst. Super cool animation, though. Alright, a little bit of damage. Wow. There was a 4th member. I don't know who the 4th member was, but they're gone. And Hank was knocked below 50. They all were, so that's going to proc the Hank passive from me right away. And he's back to full life now. Yeah, guys, Blastaar looking very, very, very acceptable for the Professor X Saga. I guess the question is, how much do you value Crucible? And how much would you rather do Fantastic Four for the Cosmic Heroes section? Or just how much Biogear do you have? If you have enough Biogear to do them all, that's definitely what I would do. Alright, there we go. A little bit of percentile damage coming from Centena. And now we get ult, and then that's a wrap. So we got it done. And again, if you had Mephisto, it's that much easier, right? I guess we can throw a Mephisto version in here so you can see what you'd be walking into with that. But that makes me happy. Yeah, that makes me very happy. Blastarr usable at 4 stars, which means by the end of the month, you'll have 4 red stars on him. You saw how well mine was taking his. Just imagine him having that additional, I think it's 35% stats. 2 months from now, you'll have an additional 2 yellow stars on him and 2 red stars. And he'll be taking the hits like a mega champ then. Well, actually, Santana will probably be the one eating all the damage at that point, and she would be dead. But hey, when he ults, that whole wave would be gone, and you may not have to wait. You may be able just to pop his ult off turn 1 and see if you can get a couple early kills there once you have him at, you know, 6 yellow, 4 to 6 red, or 7 yellow, 7 red. That'd be crazy. All right, so this is the difference Mephisto makes, right? And it's not close. Guys, it's not close. What Mephisto does is not even fair. Let's go ahead and basic here. That's going to call in a, yeah. So Mephisto synergy with our... Yeah, look how crazy this is. And he's going to get even more assists now. That's going to be it for that rogue. So, if you're trying to be cheap on Mystic Gear to get through the event early, it's an option to not bring Mephisto. But, if you can afford the extra Mystic Gear, you see the difference it's making, right? We're never in any risk. We're never having any issues. I don't even need to summon this guy yet. I could have just based it to get Blastarr right. Actually, I should have done that. I kind of want to see how hard Blastarr can hit for. Here, we're gonna do. Oh, actually, he's gonna go before them, isn't he? I kind of want to see how hard Blastarr is gonna hit for. Let's just do some basics. Let's get him up to 5, and then see if we can actually get him to take another turn. Should not have summoned in the Carnage. Too much speed bar. It's too powerful. Alright, let's get put Blastaar at 4. Alright, endgame Thanos can bring it up to 5. There we go. See, the death happens, but he still gets the charge, which is great. Let's just try and not kill, so Blastaar can ult here with that offense up. I really want to see how much damage it's going to do. We're knocking people too low, too fast. Damn, we're stuck on a taunt, eh? We just knocked 2 people low, which means Null and the Carnage are gonna go crazy here. Here, let's. We're still stuck on a taunt. That's fine. I wanted to see how much damage he could do. All right, he's next. He's up next. Let's slow this down. Well, wait till it's his actual turn. Don't ability to block my Blastaar, please. Okay, good. All right. Is this unavoidable? It's not. So the people can dodge this. Oh, well. I guess. Well, that's no fun. Okay, I guess we'll see what it does to the symbiotes as far as damage goes. Okay. 1, 2, 3, what was that? 15 million? Not bad for a 4-star character. The whole avoidable part, even when he has 5 stacks, is crazy, though. And that's not part of the Awaken ability, to my knowledge. I think the Awaken ability just makes the strip buffs off beforehand. Yuck! But, so dodge counters Blastarr. Now we know! Now we know how to counter him in Cosmic Crucible, guys. Alright, let me know how you feel about this footage. Do you like what you see from Blastarr in this game mode? Is it worth the headache of bringing in somebody that's not named Mephisto, or are you just going to bring in Mephisto like most of the early adopters did? Even if it slows you down, probably... Oof, that's 5 Mystic pieces as opposed to 3 on a character. That's probably going to slow you down, what, 2 or 3 weeks? Or at least 1 random Mystic leaderboard, right? Anyway, you guys let me know how you feel. Let me know what you think about Blastarr so far. Hopefully, we're going to have some Blastarr in Cosmic Crucible footage. And not at 4 stars, but at 7. Looking forward to that. Bye, guys.